Greetings to everyone out there in the NoDQ galaxy. Welcome to the NoDQ live recap of Smackdown for September 10th, 2019. This was the second straight night of WWE action at Madison Square Garden. This was the WWE Clash of Champions pay-per-view go-home show, the final television event prior to this Sunday's pay-per-view, which is on the WWE Network for $9.99 or free for new subscribers. Anyways, I would like to give a shout out to everybody in the chat room for tuning in and everyone else watching as well. Thank you for your viewership and your support. Please, if you enjoyed this video, tell a friend, share it, click on that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and enjoy the ride. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about Smackdown, which kicked off with The Undertaker. The Undertaker coming out for his advertised Smackdown appearance. There was a sign in the crowd that said, Wyatt or re-Wyatt. Well, let me try that again. Wyatt or re... This is a tongue twister. Wyatt or we riot. Try saying that 5 times fast. Wyatt or re-Wyatt, Wyatt or re-Wyatt, Wyatt, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm done with that. I give up. I cannot do it. But if somebody could say that 5 times fast, then I tip my hat to you if I was wearing one. Okay, so we had Undertaker talk about how he just wanted to come out there and talk for a minute. A minute, you say? Well, actually, he said he wanted to take a minute of everyone's time. I just can't talk tonight. What is going on here? I got to get in the groove here. This is live. There are no retakes. I gotta stop stuttering here. Undertaker came out and said that he wanted to take a minute of time to talk about Madison Square Garden. He considers it the hallowed grounds. It's his home. He doesn't know how much time he'll have left to be able to come home. I just find it funny that Undertaker says he's going to take a minute of everyone's time when his entrance alone takes like 5 minutes for him to come down there. Anyways, he was quickly interrupted by Sami Zayn, and you know where this is going. I mean, this was an utterly predictable segment here. Sami Zayn comes out. He said that Undertaker has been on top for 30 years. Zayn said he has nothing but respect for Undertaker. However, Undertaker should admit that it should be Sami Zayn opening the show and not Undertaker. Sami Zayn calls himself the future and said that Undertaker should just leave. Undertaker started to walk away, and what a shocker. Holy crap. Undertaker got back in the ring and chokeslammed Sami Zayn. Again, like with Monday Night Raw, Steve Austin, missed opportunity. This would have been a good chance for Bray Wyatt to show up, get some heat on The Undertaker. I mean, you could have done something really interesting here. You could have had Bray Wyatt lay out The Undertaker with the mandible claw in MSG to give us that epic moment at MSG. And then Bray Wyatt can win the championship, and then Undertaker can come back and try to get revenge and challenge Bray for the Universal title. Seems easy peasy booking to me. Something people would like to see, but nope. No Bray Wyatt on this show whatsoever. Although I believe he was in a dark match from what I was told. I believe he fought the B team in a handicap match or something, but I gotta get confirmation on that. That's what one person told me. We had a backstage segment with Shane McMahon and Chad Gable, who Shane referred to as Shorty. Shane brought up the injury to Elias. It was announced earlier today that Elias suffered a knee injury or an ankle injury, I believe. I believe it was an ankle. And Shane said that there would be no bye for Chad Gable. Shane said he would pick an opponent for Chad Gable in the King of the Ring tournament, possibly somebody that has already been eliminated from the tournament. Psycho Jet Black with a $5 super chat, which is the first one of the evening. Remember, a $5 super chat will make you the new NoDQ super chat champion of the world, and you can be almost the best in the world like Shane McMahon. Psycho Jet Black says, why do you think WWE does not use The Undertaker or Stone Cold to put over Bray Wyatt? Great question. I don't know if it's egos. I don't know if Austin and Undertaker don't want to do that. They don't want to bring themselves down to the level of the other legends that have gotten beaten up by Bray Wyatt. I don't know if it's just WWE's decision. They want to protect Austin for whatever reason. They want to protect Undertaker. I don't know, but I think it would have been huge for Wyatt to get that rub by taking out those guys in Madison Square Garden, of all places. So, again, missed opportunities. I don't know why WWE did not capitalize on it, but, I mean, if it was me, it would have been a no-brainer. I would have had Wyatt take both of them out. Austin on Raw, Undertaker on SmackDown, and have Undertaker come back for revenge at some point and challenge for the Universal Championship. To me, that would have been a no-brainer, but whatever. And we had The Miz versus Andrade. Poor Andrade. You pretty much knew how this was going. This was one of those matches where the person that the challenger is facing is at ringside. Nakamura, I believe it's the Intercontinental. I might be wrong. I keep getting them mixed up. I don't even know who's the IC champion, who's the US champion. Whatever the title is that Nakamura holds, he was there at ringside, and the announcers were asking him questions, and he was just answering in Japanese because Sami Zayn wasn't there. So I guess that's Nakamura's new gimmick. He's just going to not speak in English, which is fine. It works for the heel character. You had Zelina Vega interfering, and we had the typical angle here in these matches where Miz was on the outside with Andrade. Miz took Andrade and threw him into Nakamura, and then Miz got Andrade back in the ring, hit the skull-crushing finale for the victory, and then Nakamura immediately attacked Miz from behind after the match and hit the Kinshasa. So, predictable stuff here. Typical for these types of segments. And all I have to say is it sucks to be Andrade. Andrade was my pick for King of the Ring, and now he's just losing a random TV match heading into the pay-per-view, and he doesn't even have a match on the pay-per-view. Hoof-Hearted, my man, Hoof-Hearted with a $5 super chat, courtesy of Hoof-Hearted. Here is his comment. He says, whatever happened to the finals being a Clash of Champions? He's referring to King of the Ring. Also, AEW video game has been confirmed possibly with AKI, the people who helped with No Mercy. How can you say it's possibly confirmed? If it's confirmed, it's confirmed. If it's possibly going to happen, it hasn't been confirmed. But thank you for that comment, Hoof-Hearted, and I hope that's true. I mean, that would be amazing if that was the case. I suggested this idea. I know I'm going off topic here, but I suggested the idea that AEW try to make a video game as close to No Mercy as possible, or Day of Reckoning, because I think there's a huge audience for those games, and I think that it would really get a lot of positive buzz, and it would excite the wrestling community. It would excite gamers. I would be excited for it. I mean, if I heard they were going to make it similar in style, the game engine and the gameplay and all that stuff, my ass would be right there at GameStop for the pre-order the day it's available. I mean, I would be jumping to get that video game. But we'll see what happens. And I'll talk about the whole Clash of Champions thing with the King of the Ring in just a few minutes. So stay tuned for that. And thank you for the super chat, Hoof-Hearted. We had Shane McMahon and Chad Gable backstage again. And then Shane said that they have an opponent. Elias approves the opponent. Shane McMahon walked off to go grab the opponent and then came back and said it's him. So as soon as it was announced earlier today that Elias was going to miss the show, I figured, well, Shane McMahon's going to be in. To me, it made sense because Shane would get the heat being in the match. But the way WWE did this whole match with how it played out, not sure this is how I would have done it. But again, I'll get to that in a few minutes here. Shane McMahon versus Chad Gable, and I could just see fans around the world just shaking their head at this and just being totally disgusted. But hey, it's heel heat. Shane McMahon, trying to win another tournament just like he won the World Cup. I mean, good heel heat here, I thought. And I mean, this is what I would have done, at least putting Shane in there. Not sure I would have done what WWE ended up doing, but again, we'll get to that in a few minutes. Mike B, my man Mike B with a $5 super chat says, Wyatt or re-Wyatt? Screw you, Mike B. Wyatt or re-Riot? Wyatt or re-Riot? Wyatt or re-Wyatt? Or re-Riot Wyatt? Or re-Riot? Sorry, Aaron, I just wanted to hear you say it again. You son of a bitch, Mike B. Well, on that note, you're the new NoDQ Super Chat champion, and I'm going to say you won the title. Let's see, via, what move can I give you to win the championship? I'll just say you won. Somebody give me an idea. How is Mike B winning this championship? Funniest answer wins. Go ahead. Everybody in the chat room, give me a suggestion. How does Mike B win the NoDQ Super Chat championship? Let's see, we have a stink face, a fruit roll-up, another stink face, atomic wedgie, milk truck, hit him with a sandwich, finger poke of doom, bronco buster. All right, we're gonna go with the finger poke of doom. So via the finger poke of doom, Mike B is the new champion. All right, let's move on here. So we had Mandy Rose cut a promo, and I'm curious to know what you guys thought about this promo. Mandy Rose talked about how she is beautiful, and she cut a promo on Nikki Cross saying that Nikki is ugly. Not only that, handsome men opened the doors for Mandy Rose, and they shut the doors for Nikki Cross. And then Mandy referred to Nikki as an oversized rat. So I'm curious to know what you guys thought about this. I saw some people on Twitter that were offended, some people that just thought it was too cheap of heat for Mandy Rose. Were you guys offended by it? Do you think it was poorly written? What did you think about it? Hoofhearted says, be a star, don't be a bully. Hoofhearted also said, I fast-forwarded it, so I don't know. Unrated King says, Nikki is beautiful. And Kevin said, it's 2019. Of course, some people were offended. D-Ross2 says, it's classic heel. Christopher Mace calls it cheap heat. Keith Johnson says, it just sucked. So across the board opinions here, some people liked it, some people didn't. Psycho Jet Black with a $5 super chat. Congratulations to Psycho Jet Black. He says, I win the belt via the rock bottom, not me, him. He wins the belt via the rock bottom, and he relinquishes the title to George Washington. Also, who's more over, Jeff Jarrett or EC3? Oh man, that's a tough one because apparently Jeff Jarrett never drew a dime. So in that case, you could argue EC3 was more over. But I did get a kick out of Jeff Jarrett and China having that good housekeeping match. And slap nuts was a great catchphrase, even if it didn't do anything for WCW. So I got to give the edge to Jeff Jarrett. Sorry, EC3, still not over. Congratulations to Psycho Jet Black on being the new champion. Anyways, we had Mandy Rose versus Nikki Cross. I don't understand this match. Like, you want to build up the challengers for the titles. This Sunday, it's Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville challenging Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I mean, both teams are weak, quite frankly. I think both comments, or not comments, wow. I was looking at Sean Douglas's comment, which says, read my comment, Aaron, above. So I got distracted here. I don't even see his comment, so sorry I missed it, Sean. So Sonya Deville tried to interfere in the match, and Nikki Cross ended up pinning Mandy Rose with the fruit roll-up. I don't get this. Like, you want to build up your challengers. The champions are weak. The challengers are weak. I wouldn't have done this match to begin with, just because, you know, if Nikki wins, which she did, it makes the challengers look weak, and if Nikki lost, she would have looked weak. So, I don't know. I don't know why this match was booked. Why not have Mandy and Sonya, like, beat another tag team to show that they're worthy contenders, or have the tag team champions win a match to establish them as dominant champions? Why do this match? Mike B with a $5 super chat. So Mike B, Once again, the reigning and defending No DQ Super Chat champion of the world. He says, Aaron wins the title. Hey, that's me. He says, just because I made him say the tongue twister. And he gives the thumbs up. All right, well, thank you. So I am the new No DQ Super Chat champion, and I will vow to give this championship the honor that it so rightfully deserves. I will fight anybody, anywhere, anytime until I get beat for the championship, which could be any moment now. So who's going to beat me for the championship? We'll see how long I can hold on to this baby. All right, so we had a squash match with Heavy Machinery. They were drinking protein shakes backstage. We had Heavy Machinery against two enhancement talent. And then we had a very cringy moment in this match where you had Otis doing the worm or the whatever it's called, the caterpillar. And one of the announcers was talking about how provocative this was and how it gets the people going. You know, he's pulling down his straps and jiggling. I mean, I found this to be disturbing. And the announcers just talking about how much they loved it. This was quite cringy. I mean, this isn't something where I'm watching this and I'm like, man, this is really cool. I'm watching this. I'm like, why am I watching this? Like, this isn't the kind of thing that I think is going to appeal to teenagers. Like, what is WWE thinking with this? I mean, I think Otis is really entertaining, but when the announcers start acting like this is the greatest thing they've ever seen and talking about how provocative it is, it just makes the whole thing come off to be incredibly lame. My opinion on it. Anyways, Heavy Machinery won with the compactor, and that was that. And there goes my title reign. It is officially over. Hoof-Hearted says, to quote Stone Cold, Aaron, I could beat you any day of the week, twice on Sunday. Well, congratulations, Hoof-Hearted. You defeated me, you son of a bitch, to win the No DQ Super Chat Championship. Harley says, was it Byron that said it? I'm not sure if it was Byron or Tom Phillips. It was one of them, but man, it just made me cringe when I heard the announcer talking about how provocative it was. Michael Wayne says it was Tom Phillips that said it. Might have been. I mean, Mike B says it was Corey. So clearly nobody knows who said it. Like, we're all feeling like these guys sound exactly the same and we cannot even tell them apart at this point, which is a very valid argument. They really do all sound the same. So backstage we had Amber Moon confront Bayley. Amber was very disappointed with Bayley's recent actions. Bayley, of course, was saying nothing has changed. She's still the same person. She said she did what she did for the division and the championship. And then Amber proceeded to say that Bayley is better than that and challenged her to a match. Psycho Jet Black with a $2 super chat says, is Byron Saxton more over than EC3? Wow. That's a tough one. That's a really tough one. Caitlin told me that Byron Saxton was a really nice guy in person. So I think as far as Caitlin's concerned, Byron Saxton is more over than EC3. So I got to agree with Caitlin on that one. Give the slight edge to Byron Saxton. And we have a $10 super chat from not Mike B, but Mike D. Mike D says, sorry, off topic, 9/11 tomorrow. Never forget the heroes of the day. God bless America. Well, I second that comment, Mike D. Definitely keep everybody in your thoughts on 9/11. And I do appreciate that super chat, Mike D. Thank you for that. And congratulations on being the new, had it upside down, the new No DQ super chat champion of the entire No DQ galaxy. And we'll say you won the championship with, let's see, we got to go American now. We got to go USA. So how about with Hulk Hogan's leg drop? That's as American as you can get. So Hulk Hogan leg drop to win the championship. All right, so next up we had Shane McMahon backstage with Kevin Owens, and Shane brought out a referee shirt and gave it to Kevin Owens and said that, hey, if Kevin Owens plays his cards right, that $100,000 fine can go away. Do the job correctly and the fine will be gone, said Shane. And Kevin Owens was there thinking about, what is he going to do? What's he going to do when Shane McMahon gives him the referee shirt? We had a recap of the Roman Reigns, Erick Rowan storyline because, every week we got to have a video recap of the most important storyline in SmackDown history. So we had Erick Rowan come out to new music, which I thought was extremely generic. I still am wondering, CFOs, are they gone? Are they still with WWE? Because since that news broke, we've had two people debut with new music. One person was Elias, and his theme, I think, is crap. And now Erick Rowan comes out with an equally crappy song. And they don't sound like CFO compositions. So is this a sign that CFOs are really gone from WWE? I don't know, but that's 2 duds in a row here. Anyways, Erick Rowan started cutting a promo, which was not too good. He said he told the people to look into his eyes to see what he's all about. Roman Reigns quickly came out. They started fighting. Superman punch. They fought in the crowd. Another Superman punch. Security tried to separate them, including Sanjay Dutt, who was one of the agents coming out there to try and break things up. Erick Rowan ended up grabbing a fan, and powerbombed the fan into Roman Reigns and the security, and then Rowan bum rushed a whole bunch of people, including Roman Reigns. They started fighting up on the staging area. Crowd was chanting for Roman, by the way. This is Madison Square Garden, New York City also. Crowd was chanting for Roman. Erick Rowan then used the boom camera to hit Roman Reigns in the head. Crowd was chanting for Roman Reigns again. I thought this was a good segment. Other than the promo, which I thought was not too good, I did enjoy this brawl, and I will say this was the best part of the show because this made me interested in seeing these guys fight on pay-per-view. This sold me on the match. I'm actually interested in seeing the match now because these guys had a really intense brawl that was fun to watch. So this was a successful segment in my opinion. Thumbs up for this segment. This was the best part of SmackDown. If you missed SmackDown and you're going to watch one thing, this would be the segment to watch in my opinion. Mike B with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, Mike B. Title upside down again. Hey, the wrestlers do it all the time. He says, one last donation to make the 2 coolest cats, Casey and Sassy, the champions, with a double cat paw smack. Well, thank you very much for that, Mike B. Mike B beats Mike D to win the NoDQ Super Chat champion. And my cats, Casey and Sassy, cheap plug, youtube.com/AaronRift. They are the new champions. Congratulations to the cats, the coolest cats in the land. All right, let's move on here. We had Bayley defeating Amber Moon with Charlotte out there on commentary. So another one of these segments, although this time we didn't have the interference from Charlotte or her getting attacked or anything like that. Although, it's pretty obvious when Charlotte's out there that either Bayley's going to win or there's going to be a DQ or something. Something's going to happen. But anyways, Bayley picked up the victory over Amber Moon, and then Charlotte came out to the ring and they had their little confrontation, little stare down to set up the pay-per-view. And this one, didn't really do much for me to get me to care about the match. It is in Charlotte's hometown. Charlotte, North Carolina, the site of Clash of Champions. Will Charlotte win in her hometown? I will be discussing that with Team NoDQ very soon, so stay tuned for the predictions video. We had a recap of the Randy Orton and Kofi Kingston feud and what was going on between them over the past few weeks. Kofi Kingston was looking at a picture of him from 2009 in the dressing room. He came out, talked about that moment where he hit the boom drop on Randy Orton at Madison Square Garden from 10 years ago, the last time we had Raw at the Garden. Then all of a sudden, Randy Orton started yelling stupid on the mic. People were trying to wonder, where was Randy Orton? He was not on the stage. As it turns out, Randy Orton was out there in the crowd, the same spot where Kofi Kingston did the boom drop in 2009. Randy Orton talked about how Kofi has been trying to be something he's not for years, whether it's the Jamaican accent, which got an ooh and ah from the crowd, or the power of positivity bull crap. And Orton said something that was censored. I believe it was bull crap, but the not PG version of that. Anyways, Kofi went out there, got hit with a steel chair. The two of them brawled. Kofi ended up on a table. Randy Orton tried to lay out Kofi, but then Kofi fought back. However, in the process, Kofi broke a table. He had to grab another one, and then he hit Randy Orton with the steel chair, laid out Orton on the table, and then proceeded to recreate his 2009 moment, boom drop to Randy Orton. Not quite as good as the first one. The camera shot was not nearly as good with the shaky camera work. Plus, the crowd wasn't really as into it as they were back in 2009. And there were more fans surrounding the area, so it kind of had a better feel to it than this occasion. But yeah, so this was the final segment to set up Clash of Champions. The WWE Champion, Kofi Kingston, getting the best of Randy Orton. Title change, perhaps? In another era? I would have said this is a sure thing. What's going to be my prediction? Again, you have to stay tuned. Make sure you are following the NoDQ channel, youtube.com/AaronRiffNoDQ. Subscribe, click on that notification bell to get updates as they become available. All right, so now we have the main event of the evening. We had Shane McMahon versus Chad Gable with Kevin Owens as the special guest referee. We had Gable come out. He was quickly interrupted by Shane. Shane had his trophy. He got the usual best in the world introduction. And then Shane started taunting Gable by getting on his knees. We had Gable suplex Shane, and Owens quickly counted out Shane. So he's like, screw the $100,000. Gable's music hit, but then Shane McMahon said that this would be a 2 out of 3 falls match. Crowd started chanting asshole at Shane McMahon. And at this point, Kevin Owens was like, oh no, now I gotta try to help Shane. This was so dumb. So at this point, Owens screwed himself. He already screwed over Shane, and now he's gonna try to help Shane? I don't get it. I don't get why all of a sudden now he wants to try and help out Shane. But that's what was happening here. Owens would slow count when Chad Gable had the match won. When Shane went for the pin, Owens was fast counting. Shane grabbed the steel chair and then offered it to Kevin Owens, but Owens just put the chair away. Then we had Chad Gable put on the ankle lock, and Shane started tapping out. And here was another WTF moment. Kevin Owens did not call for the bell, yet the bell rang. So the timekeeper screwed over Shane McMahon. Kevin Owens did not call for the bell to be rung, yet the timekeeper started ringing the bell when Shane tapped out. So, okay. Yeah, I don't get what this is about, but whatever. Anyways, Chad Gable won. It's official. Not a Clash of the Champions. So I guess WWE has decided to change things up. This prestigious King of the Ring tournament, the final match is not taking place at the pay-per-view Clash of Champions, but rather Monday Night Raw. Lame. All that hype, all this time invested in the King of the Ring, and then you just do the final match on Raw. Really? Really? That's frustrating. I mean, you invest so much time to care about it, and then it's not even important enough to be on the pay-per-view. Yeah, I don't know. So anyways, after the match, Shane McMahon beat the crap out of Kevin Owens, and then he hit him with the microphone, and then announced that Kevin Owens is fired. Kevin Owens fired from SmackDown, fired from WWE. I don't know what the deal is here. Maybe Kevin Owens is going back to NXT. I don't know. But the funniest thing about this is right as SmackDown was going off the air, we had an AEW chant. That's right. AEW being chanted in Madison Square Garden. WWE quickly cut away. I mean, the show was going off the air anyways, but that was pretty embarrassing. This was a mess. I'm guessing this was thrown together last minute. I mean, probably would have been put together last minute anyways, because Vince has been rewriting the show, but Elias was legitimately injured with an ankle injury, and apparently this change was made, and WWE found out about Elias not being cleared today, so they had to come up with something last minute. But man, this was not executed very well, in my opinion. Owens looked like an idiot, as usual. Stupid babyface. And Chad Gable won by a fluke because of the circumstances. So, yeah, I mean, King of the Ring, final match taking place on Raw. This show was a very mixed bag. I mean, I really enjoyed the Roman Reigns Rowan segment. That was great. Michael Johnson with a $2 super chat says, how would AEW fare on Monday nights? Would they force WWE to change? Only if AEW could overtake Raw in the ratings, and I just don't think they're at that level yet. I think NXT and AEW are going to be close. I even mentioned this on Twitter, and I'll say it here. I'm predicting 800,000 for one show and 700,000 for the other show. That's 1.5 million for the two shows combined. And I don't think we're going to see a lot of casual viewers for this first week. It's not Raw versus Nitro. It's NXT versus a new brand. But I think there's potential for growth, definitely. I just don't think AEW's got enough casual fans to compete with WWE at this time. And they may even struggle against NXT. All right, so let's go ahead and do the letter grade for SmackDown. I mean, man, I was really disappointed with the Undertaker segment. I was disappointed with the main event. Much of the other show was pretty lackluster to me. Again, the only thing that I thought was a really strong segment was the Roman Reigns, Erick Rowan brawl. That got me interested in their match. Everything else did nothing to really get me excited for the pay-per-view. And again, that's what the go-home shows are supposed to do. I'm going to go with a C-. And I think, what did I give Raw? I already forgot what I gave Raw. I gave Raw a C+, so I actually thought Raw was a little bit of a better show than SmackDown this week, which doesn't happen often. Daniel gives it an F. Robo Buck gives it a D+. Colin Andrew gives it a D. John Darcy gives it a C. Harley gives it a D. Well, some pretty low grades for this. Dr. Scorpio with a C-. Vin gives it a C-. Michael Wayne with a C+. Tic Tat Tat with a C-. Daniel Gonzalez with an F. D. Ross 2 with a C+. Mike B with a C+. And Jeremy Dorset says Raw gets a B-. SmackDown Live gets a D+. And Gary gives it an F for fail. So a lot of low grades for this one. And, I felt it was overall not a very good show. I mean, Roman Reigns and Erick Rowan. Everything else was just kind of to me. All right, so Psycho Jet Black with the $2 super chat says, and this is off topic here, but I'll go ahead and... Anyways, what he was trying to say was, are you excited for the new Breaking Bad movie? And I say, yeah, bitch, I'm excited. I am a little worried because I felt like Breaking Bad ended perfectly, but it's Vince Gilligan, and I trust his creative direction, his artistic vision, and all that stuff. So I will go ahead and be optimistic as much as I possibly can. All right, guys, The Fiend attacked me. That's all I got for tonight. I'm okay, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for the No DQ predictions, and I will see you all next time.